next topic, guys, is basically we're all independent in our own rights. We're very strong females, and that's why you guys are on here, because I handpicked you guys for a reason. And, you know, as an independent, strong female that, you know, you're doing something for yourself, how do you think that impacts your daily life, your daily living life? Because I know personally, I'm very independent. I'm a Taurus, so I'm very strong-headed. I don't make mistakes. If you tell me I did something wrong, I will tell you you're lying. But at the end of the day, I feel like I have to step back sometimes and reevaluate what other people say to me, but I do not let that change who I am. Because regardless, people will have opinions about you, but you should always be true to yourself. You shouldn't always let what somebody else sees, because they see the outside, they don't see the inside. I could be wrong right now, and you tell me I'm wrong, and you need to do this, you need to do that, but that doesn't make you right, because you're not perfect. I don't know what you're doing behind closed doors also, but at the end of the day, as a strong female, you know, it's okay to listen to other people's opinion, but you don't have to take it. And how does that affect me in my daily life? I'm gonna focus on relationship wise. As an independent female, I've realized that I don't date a lot. I feel like I'm very picky when it comes to who I let into my life, who I let into my, you know, personal space, who I invest my time in, because wasted time is worse than wasted money. Yeah, basically. So you cannot waste your time on somebody that does not improve your life in a way, shape or form. Any male figure in my life right now, as of today, I can actually say that they play a major role in my life. There is something that they're doing for me that helps me grow as a person, and there's something I do for them that helps them grow as a person. It doesn't have to be sexually, it doesn't have to be, you know, anything serious, but anybody in my life currently, they know they're there for a reason. They know what they gain from me, and they know what I gain from them. Because at the end of the day, we're not getting younger. At the end of the day, you need a strong you know, buddy system. You need strong people behind you. You don't need any weak person. You need somebody to push you. You need somebody to help you succeed in life, because we all have that goal as an independent female to succeed in life. So whoever you have on your team has to be on the same page as you.
That's right.
Basically. So when it comes to relationship wise, I realize that being a strong independent female, sometimes I catch myself in the fact that I don't let guys do things for me. Even if I'm shopping with a guy, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy that myself. It's okay. You don't have to buy for me. But then sometimes, even when I go to dinner, I'm always like, oh, you want to split the bill? But then I have to sit back and be like, wait, I'm female. You should pay for my dinner. I shouldn't have to pay for it, even though I do have the money. But, you know, I've caught myself a couple of times, and I let them be the men that they are. Because you don't want to make a guy feel less than a man, regardless of your stature, regardless of your place in the world. You can be Whitney Houston, God rest her soul. But at the end of the day, you have to, you know, take a step back and let him be the man that he's supposed to be in your life. But there's nothing wrong with being independent. There's nothing wrong with being a strong female. But sometimes when it comes to relationship, maybe you should take a little step back and be a female and be, you know, don't be behind your man, be next to him. Yeah, I don't like that behind every successful man is a female. I don't want to be behind you. I want to be next to you. Yeah. Let's get this money together. You know, let's work.
That's right.
You know, if you need my opinion, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's chop it up. Don't tell me later after you made a decision that you made a decision. Let's make this decision together, you know, and make me feel useful, you know. So that's how I'm living my life now, basically. Yeah. So what do you guys have to say about this?
I can definitely testify to that, Bola. I would say that for me, with the place that I am right now in my life, I tell people a lot that I think I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
Not that things are perfect, but you know, like she said earlier, God is my strength.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one can tell me anything. Like, it's been already written that Titilayo has success in her destiny. Like, no one can tell me otherwise. Like, nobody.
Right.
So with that being so implanted in me, no one in my life, as you said, cannot be any less of any caliber to make me get to where I need to get to.
Exactly.
You know, because like I said, it's already written.
Yeah.
So with that same mentality, when it comes to either friendships, relationships, you know, I was recently with somebody who I absolutely adored, loved. Like, with everything in me. Like, you know when you feel like you found a soulmate. That's what that person was to me.
Right.
But it's funny, like, a recent conversation and the person's like, you know, I just feel like I'm not somewhat close to where you are.
Exactly.
You know, and it made me feel bad because I'm an open-minded person. I don't look down on anybody.
Right.
Nothing is beneath me. We're all human. We all have flesh and blood the same way. We're all human. So it made me feel bad, but at the same time, it kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things because it's something that I get a lot. Like a lot of, like you said, a lot of men may feel like this independent woman, they're like, who can come up to part of her? But and deep down inside, I'm like, I don't even ask for much.
Right.
Like, just be genuine. That's all that I ask for. So with that being said, the way that I set my life standards is always going to be accordingly.
Right.
Whether it's friendships, if you are a friend that's lacking, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Right.
Period. I wouldn't be a friend if I didn't tell you that.
Exactly.
But if you're going to be in my life and you're going to bring me 10 steps backwards, it's not going to happen. It's not happening.
Right.
So that's just my mentality on an everyday basis because I know where I'm going. Nothing disturbs me. I'm covered by God's grace and blessings and all of that. So as I'm going, I'm confident. Everything that can seem of fear or calamity that may stop you from going where you need to go is not in my vocabulary. So that's just my mindset on a daily basis.
That's right. I like that. Yeah.
I would like to say, as far as us being independent women, I think personally for me, it has really kind of shifted my perspective as far as what is important to me in a relationship. And for me, it's important to have someone that is equally yoked. They don't have to have a business as well, but this person definitely has to be goal-oriented and actually working towards their goals, not just talking about it. You have to walk the walk as well, and you have to be secure in yourself. There are a lot of insecure men, so when they meet with an independent woman, it makes it even worse. And you have some insecure men that actually try to kind of attack your greatness or try to bring you down, or because of that they react differently. So it's very important to have someone that's on the same path as you, as well as your circle too. It's not just about men. It's about the people that you choose to have in your life, your closest circles, whether male or female, because you all want to basically grow together, not grow apart. And you have to be like-minded and think the same. And as far as like the whole dating aspect, I feel like it should be 50-50, just because one person is independent or may on the surface seem to have a lot more going for each other doesn't mean that the burden should fall on them or vice versa. I feel like both parties should bring their best to the relationship, and a lot of the times us women, all we need is emotional support. It's not about money all the time. And let me tell you something, like even if a man is providing financially, like he can still not be a great mate, because you have to have more to show than I can pay for this and I can pay for that and I could buy you this handbag and materialistic things. At the end of the day, everyone, male or female, wants their partner to be their biggest fan, their biggest cheerleader, their biggest inspiration and motivator, someone that they can count on if they have a problem or they feel like they can be open and talk about their successes, their failures, just whatever it is. But everyone wants that and deserves to be in a loving and healthy relationship, regardless of your status.
Very true, very true. Do we have any more insights?
So I think in like 2015, I think the words strong and independent get a negative rap from guys, especially. Like they hear that and like, oh, she gonna roll her eyes and snap her neck. No, it's not about that. If you're not doing what you want to do, I might catch an attitude. But if if I am, like she was saying, like all I need you to be there is be there for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm having a bad day, or if something's going on and I need to talk to you about it, don't ignore me. That's all I'm asking, is to be there for me. Independent doesn't mean necessarily that I don't need you. If I'm in a relationship with you, I need you for a reason. God put you in my life for a reason. A lot of women, sometimes we walk around like, I don't need no. It's not about that. I get that you were born by yourself, you're going to die by yourself, but that partnership that you're creating with somebody, y'all are supposed to need each other.
Right.
Y'all supposed to balance each other out. So there's a lot of women who mistake the idea of being independent and strong for not needing anybody. Like my sister said over here, we all need somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So while it's important to gain your independence and your strength on your own, once you're there, it's important to find somebody that's on your level. Not necessarily financially, like my sister was saying over here. It's more so about emotionally being able to balance each other out, being able to ride and die for each other, literally. Like, you know, you are my better half, and I am your better half.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The things that I'm yin and yang, the things that I don't have, you have.
Right.
You know, we complement each other. So I think it's important as young women to understand that the idea of strength and independence does not mean mean and nastiness. It doesn't mean emasculation. It doesn't mean any of those things. We have to find the balance. Now I will check you. Hello. If you don't, I will check you.
If you're acting right.
Right, but it will be like a subtle check, like, well, what you won't do, young man. So, what you won't do is talk to me like you're crazy. You know, it's got to be a check type of thing.
Right.
You know, and like a man, you know, if man is head of household or whatever the case may be, or if he's, you know, the just in general, he is somebody who's supposed to be the man. They don't get their monthly cycle. They don't get on. When I get my cycle, I'm down for the count for like 15 days, like a solid 2 weeks, because I got the PMS and then I got the actual thing, and it's just like, you know, it's a lot of when we go through things, but we still got to carry
all that burden.
we still got to carry. It's the reason why they call it Mother Nature and Mother Earth. We hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We give birth to life. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like all those things, and society has done an awesome job of making a woman, especially black women, feel like we're beneath, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? And just the strength and the independence, we have to understand, and we have to turn it into a good thing.
Yeah.
We have to, you know, leave the negative connotations behind. I've overheard women specifically. I'll never forget this. Y'all, I was in Harlem, and I'll never forget this. I was in Harlem, and I watched this woman. There was a guy next to her, not her baby's father. She had a carriage, and she carried the baby down the steps, and the guy offered to help her, and she was like, "It's okay. I'm used to doing this by myself." And I was like, "Really?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. And it's like, why? Just let him help.
Right. It's okay.
You know, I get that you're used to I guess that you're used to it, but just let him help you. You know what I'm saying? Just take off a little bit of that burden off of you. Take up a little bit of I have to wear the weight of the world on my shoulders. You know, as women, we have to do this. But I think if we allow more men to step up and take responsibility, they wouldn't be looking for the girls who would be willing to let them do whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's important, and I've learned this, and I just sit back and watch. You know, because like
Adjust the crown.
I will adjust my crown and keep it moving, because I realize that one, men will do what you let them do, and two, being strong and independent doesn't necessarily mean that you have to overpower, and you cannot, as a woman, we can't be men. So you walk around talking about I'm the man of the house. No, you're not. You know, so there's a lot of things that women, I won't necessarily say roles we play, but there are certain things we're different for a reason, and there's certain things that we have and we're different for a reason. So I just want us young ladies to embrace that, embrace our strength, embrace our power, embrace our independence. You know, take over the world, rule it, but get your equal to do it with you as well. So
date a boss, be a boss, and build your empire. Exactly.
Mine is be a boss, find a boss, rule the world.
Yes. Definitely. And I hope our bosses are out there. If we haven't met you yet. Oh my God. But it's hard work. It's a challenge, right?
My dear, lovely Grace, she said something that strong woman, we basically hold it down. That's what we basically have it. Sorry, not strong woman, independent woman.
Yeah.
It's basically like we're we hold it down. We hold things down. Whatever comes our way, we basically
try to solve it.
We take it on head on. And then also, I feel like that whole independent woman thing. I don't need a man. I think we're over that. We kind of know we do need men. We're not gonna do things ourselves. There's certain things that men have to do for us. I think that's over. But what I think a lot of what I would say issue. What the issue is now is that we're so focused on what we need from a relationship and not what our partner needs. Not
Right.
Because someone said that we need what we want from a relationship is just emotional support. But what we tend to forget is that our partner needs emotional support too.
Also,
they're a man. They may be, oh, I'm a man. But at the end of the day, they do look for that emotional support from their woman, from the person they can call their lady, because they're out. Being a man is hard.
Right.
It's hard because there's so many things that like for example, especially a black man, it's hard. There's so many things they have to go through just walking the street. So when they come back to their lady, they want something calm, something nice, something to just someone to hold them down.
Right.
That's all they want. And it's like, I feel like sometimes we do forget that because we're so
caught up in
independent and we're so caught up on what we want and what we need. And also, I believe in God. I believe the man is definitely the head of the household.
Yes.
He should be treated as the man of the household. In the Bible, Adam was created first.
Right.
There was a reason he was created first, because he's supposed to be first. And we were taken from
his rib.
God took a piece of Adam's rib and created Eve.
Right.
We come from the men. We're supposed to be, we basically, if you think about the rib, right, it supports the heart. It covers the heart from like, if something was to hit it, it'll hit the rib first before it goes to the heart.
Right.
And it's like, we're basically there to protect that man's heart, to protect them, if I'm making any sense. I'm rambling right now. But basically, you see what I'm saying though. Like, basically, we have to be there for our men. I'm sorry again. You may not agree with this, but I do believe we're supposed to be behind our men, not next to them. We just need to be their support, be there for them emotionally, be there for them, be their peace instead of their headache, instead of telling them all the time, oh baby, but you're not doing this for me, you're not doing this for me, you're not doing this for me, I just want this, I only want one thing. It's just this simple thing, but what are you doing for them?
Right.
I'm in a relationship, it's going on 2 years now. I'm I guess an independent woman. I've been not taking care of myself, but I've been working since I was 16. It's very hard for me to go to my parents for money. Very hard, extremely hard for me, because it's like, hey, I've been getting money on my own now for so long. So it's like, I realized that it began to take a toll in my relationships, like oh no, don't worry, I pay for it, and then in my mind it's like, you know what, I pay for a lot of things, I should be able to make certain decisions about our relationship as well. And then I would see that from the guy, he wasn't really having it, and then he'll be unhappy, and then with him being unhappy, he will not be able to do what I want. He will not be able to, he will not be able to give me what I want. But then when I began to realize, like, hey, I need to now look at what he needs. I need to now start giving him what he needs or whatever. And then little by little, I started noticing that the relationship was getting better. I started realizing that he began giving me what I wanted without me even having to ask. Because once you give what you want, you're going to get it back automatically. So it's like, yeah, we need to stop focusing on, oh, I'm independent, I know what I need, I know what I want, and start thinking about what your partner needs. And you'll be fine.
That's I can definitely understand that. Thank you. We needed that. So ladies, be behind your man, not next to him, like I previously said. But I feel like if you're next to him though, you guys can push each other together, because if I'm behind you, how can you push me? I need you to push me too.
I think it depends on the type of relationship that you have as well. I don't think, what works for
everybody.
Her might not work for me. Especially because you've had a different perspective growing up. I didn't see, like, my mother did all the pushing, and my father wasn't giving back. You know what I'm saying? So there was like, she was putting in 90% of the effort, he wasn't putting in that much. So I now be like, all right, so I know what I can bring to the table.
What can you bring to the table?
I just need you to make sure that you're here to eat with me and me by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop bringing all these other, whoever is me and you. That's it. And so it really, I think it depends, what your relationship consists of. And, like I said, what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. I think if you are happy in your relationship, that is awesome. That is what matters. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of men in particular, they think I'm really aggressive. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? And I can understand, I can understand understand why they feel that way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've always had to be on the defense. That might not be your space. You know, even from just having conversation with you, I can tell that you're just a little definitely softer than me, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like for me, as I try to have a little more elements of softness, so that I can get in a relationship that is on that level. However, until I get there, right now, my initial reaction is like, okay, I'm just gonna see what we're gonna stand next to each other until I feel like you're worth me to push you, stand behind you. Because some men don't be worth it. No. They don't.
And just to add to what
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
just to add to what Grace said, it goes back to what Ola said about being equally yoked.
I agree.
You have to know who you're dating before you even enter a relationship. That's the thing. The bad thing about our generation nowadays, we just jump straight into relationships. We don't court anymore and figure out who we're dating.
Right. Courtship. Yes, courtship.
That's why we find ourselves in relationships and we're like, whoa, what's going on? Why is this happening? When it should.
I agree with you.
It goes back to knowing who you're dating, because being equally yoked, as Ola said again. Because if you both have the same mindset, like, hey, when I help you, you help me, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna do this for you, I expect it back, you're gonna be fine. But if it's like, okay, you're just in your own world and like, oh, maybe if I treat him good, I give him 100%, he's gonna do the same. But in his mind, he's probably, she's giving me a free ride. I mean, so it's like you have to be on the same page.
But because there are men that like to take advantage. They feel like, oh, she's doing everything for me, so I don't have to step up. But that comes to what you said. You have to be on the same page. You have to have similar goals, or you have to support each other's goals, so that you guys can come to common ground, which is definitely what we need as strong, independent females.
And I think also you have to know when you're not supposed to be in a relationship. Like you were saying before, just be single. It's okay. You don't have. Nobody's gonna think you're crazy. Nobody's gonna think you're a cat lady. Just be by yourself. Just be. It's so important because I've been single solidly single for 5 solid years, and that's because I literally was dating people and it was just not working out, and I had to be like, God, what is going on? And it was really like, you're just not ready. Just relax, fall back, get to learn yourself, fall in love with yourself, self-love. And I was able to get to that point where I don't care if, I would never do this, but I don't care if I wake up ashy. I am beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. You have to, on your rawest state, you have to be like, look, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. That's it. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Obviously, take care of yourself so that, put the work in so that you love yourself. But it's so important to, if you need to be single at the moment, just be that way. It's okay. Take yourself on dates. Girl, how many times I took myself to the movies? Take myself to brunch.
Something two beautiful sisters were talking about, and this is something I actually touched base on too on one of my episodes, my first viewing, that our sister Folake was actually able to be one of our panelists as well. And I told the audience, I said, we tend to not realize men are very emotional. Oh yeah. And I think there's this stigma that it's come from, I guess, old society. So now men may not realize it, but they're so emotional. Like, even to the point when I talk to my dad and I'm like, Daddy, relax. Like, it's not that serious. As a grown man, it's certain interactions that I've had with my brothers and stuff, and my brother gets really upset because I'm a nonchalant person. Like, there's very few things that bothers you. So when I see a lot of reactions to stuff, I'm like, it's not that serious. It's really not. So, piggybacking off of what you guys just said earlier, I feel like with men, you do have to be that push, like Folake said, because they don't always have it together. No. It's the pressure from society and what they're supposed to be. Look at what's going on right now. We all standing up, our brothers can't breathe, and we're getting shot every 2 seconds, and it's just it's becoming a scary place to live that, we have to be there. There's times that I've just sat my brothers down and talked to them and said, listen, you gotta be aware of what's going on.
Be careful.
And you act accordingly based on how you were raised. I was raised by a queen, so I'm gonna act like a queen. I'm a princess. I'm gonna act accordingly. And they were raised by the same person, so they're gonna act like young kings. They're gonna act accordingly. But I think it's so true. We have to be that push to them, you know, be that emotional support. We can't always expect them to have it together.
Right.
You also have to be that rock for your man as well. And let them know, like, babe, I'm here for you. You know, hold it down and just be an emotional support, because they need it because of all the pressures that are already placed against them. And being a African man, you know, I don't know, we're all of different cultures and stuff, but I'm African. You know, I may date an African or vice versa. But that pressure of always having to be the man, it's gonna affect them on thousands of levels.
So I've noticed that we keep throwing out the emotional, be emotionally available. But how do you deal with a man or a guy in your life that, you know, you can give him so much emotional support, but he's pulling back a little bit. He's not giving, you give him 100%, but he cannot give you that 100% because maybe he's scared of giving you 100% because he doesn't want to be hurt, or maybe based on his past experience in relationships or the way he grew up, he cannot be there for you emotionally. So how do you deal with you still being that rock, that strong woman behind your man, if he's not even willing to take your emotions or even give you back the emotions? Because it's like I can be there for you. I can look you in the eye and you know I love you. But you can. I know for sure that you're not ready for the kind of love I'm willing to give.
Let me tell you. Go ahead. I got you, girl. Let me just say first and foremost, even if a man is not ready for a woman, when you meet the woman of your dreams, you get ready. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you meet someone that you just like, listen, I can't go the rest of my life without this woman, you're gonna know. So for you to make the excuse of your past and your past relationships hurting you, that's not an excuse. You simply are just not ready for me, or maybe you're just so puzzled in your mind that you just feel like, you know what, there may be something out there that's more susceptible for what I want to be. So therefore that woman just may not be right for you. You know, there's a lot of men that I'm sure all of us have come across and they've told us, oh, you know, I just don't think I'm ready for this. No, you get ready. If you really want to be with that person, you're not going to do anything to let that person slip away. So I feel, if a man ever tells me that, for me it's an excuse. You know, it just simply means you don't want to be with me. And me, I'm going to take it as I need to move on. And
Self-love. That's all it is. You have to know how long you can tolerate it.
That's right.
Some women stick it out and the man actually does change.
But how long is too long? How long do you keep hoping that he changes and realizes that you're the one for him?
That's when it comes to self-love. It's not about him anymore. It's about what's you and your own feelings and your own peace of mind, like we said before. You don't want to be thinking all the time, does he love me? Does he want to be with me? Is he not? No, it's not about him, because clearly he's thinking about himself. So now it's time for you to think about yourself as well.
Because you can't always change. You can't change people, and you could be in a different space in your life, and somebody else is not there. So it's like, how do you separate the fact that I don't want to lose this, because you have so much in common, you have similar goals, you basically do everything, but it's like the emotional from the guy is not there. Like, he's not ready.
Self-respect. When you leave that person, they're gonna be like, wow, she really left me. They're gonna begin to respect you even more and say, maybe I shouldn't let this person go, because they love themselves. People love people that love themselves. No one wants an insecure person. So it's like, once you start, like I said before, it's about loving yourself. Self-love. That's all it is.
So I was in the nail salon in Harlem, right? She's always in Harlem. No, I was, because that's the only place like I could only let one person do my eyebrows, because I feel like somebody else might rip them off and I'll be so mad. So I don't know why over here I get myself in these situations where I hear things that either relate to me. I don't know if God's talking to me through other people or putting me in situations. But anyway, I was overhearing this conversation. It was literally on, I want to say, it was Saturday. I was in Harlem, went to my nail salon right before they were about to close. There was a guy in there getting a manicure and a pedicure, and he was paying, I don't know who he was with. I don't know if it was with his friend, his sister, or whoever, but he was talking to a woman across from him who was getting her nails done. She disclosed her age to everybody in the salon. She's 49, okay? He was 32. He's married. But he was telling her how he's starting to feel like he's missing something, right? And her response was literally, trust me, ain't nothing out here. You know what I mean? And what she was saying is like, he might leave his wife. He's married, so he committed to her. It's not like a fiance or whatever, or a boyfriend. He's married. Y'all took vows in front of your friends and God. And then come to find out that, you know, you come and looking for something else that's really not there. And it's just interesting, because I wondered in my mind, the first thing I thought about was like, I wonder how he's treating her now. Because if he's thinking about leaving, he's probably acting like he wants to leave. You know what I mean? And I started to think these things in my head. But it's very interesting about, and I wonder like if the woman is respecting herself enough to
know
walk
when to
away.
leave. Because actually does speak louder than words.
Why would you even like? If you didn't marry the right person, that's one thing. But if you're just going to leave or figure out why you want to leave because you are looking at other things, the grass is always green when you water.
Oh no,
it's not necessarily green on the other side of the road when you water it.
True.
So if you put that investment into your own marriage and your own relationship, all the other grass ain't gonna matter.
Right. Ladies.
I'm sorry.
She's a hot mess, but that's why she's the spoken word artist. But ladies, I just want to say a huge thank you because you guys are so knowledgeable and you guys are smart, independent. I love it. Like, I learned so much from just sitting here and talking to you guys, and I really appreciate you guys so much. This is the first all-female panel, but it would definitely not be the last. We will have more independent females on this panel just to impact other females out there, even guys. Guys can also learn from this. And yeah, I am looking forward to an all-male panel because you know them. They always have an opinion about stuff. So let's see how that goes. But I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for being on Naija Queenie TV. I appreciate you all. And this is not going to be the last. I'll probably have a segment on your makeup when you're painting somebody's face. Probably have a segment in church for the spiritual people. I love God. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me, Lord. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to, expanding. I really thank you guys so much for being here, taking time out from your busy schedule just to be here for me. I'm gonna get emotional. But yeah, thank you so much. And this wraps up the first female panel on Daddy Syndrome. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.